I'm Lando Cal Experience. Glad to make your acquaintance.
All right, Lando Cal Experience. We've been long gone, but we back. We back. Me and the Oracle back in here. We other brothers gonna be back in. We getting it back rolling. So we we glad y'all stuck around and checking us out. But we're gonna have more coming up. We got House of Dragons dropping next week, starting with that. So it's gonna be a lot more in the pipeline that's gonna be coming down the pipe for everybody. But man, you've been all good, my brother.
I can't complain, D, at all, man. I've been good, man. Just been busy, good busy though. Always good busy. Selling fairs, getting stuff, a lot of personal stuff going on, but good stuff, all good stuff. So yeah, man. Other than that, can't complain too much. I'm getting back in my gaming bag for real. So I'm back
what
in
you playing now?
Tekken 8. I'm back in this. I'm
Okay.
playing Tekken 8. And it's just random games. Just to kill time. Like Tekken 8, that's my main game though right now. And what else am I playing? I'm playing Liza P. Well, actually, I beat that. I'm sorry, I beat that. I'm playing some Assassin's Creed games. I'm really going through my back catalog, and now I saw that Undisputed game that's supposed to be dropping soon for boxing. I want to try to get on there because I miss Fight Night.
What's the Undisputed game?
So I think it's called Undisputed. I don't know. They changed that name so many times. Basically, it's a boxing game. It's basically Fight Night without the name Fight Night. So many words.
Okay.
Yeah. So close thing you got
Undisputed. Yeah. Oh, it's already dropped.
I think so.
No, I'm looking at February 10th. It did. Oh, I'm finna download it when we get off of here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's basically Fight Night without the name Fight Night, because the closest thing we ever had so far was the UFC joint. Like that's the closest thing you kind of had. But now I was like, oh man, get me back with that. I'm good. So yeah, that and like I said, I've been back in my I've been trying to be doing some pro gaming. Like I just came back from Chicago Memorial Day weekend. So yeah, I was up in your birth town. I was up there, you know what I'm saying? For Combo Breaker, which is the fighting game tournament / convention. So they had like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Guilty Gear, so many others, man. Killer Instinct, Marvel's Capcom 3, a whole bunch of stuff, man. I competed in Tekken. Tekken 8 was the biggest, had the most people that submitted because it's the newest game, because it came out literally the beginning of the year. I forgot how many. I know for a fact, at minimum, it was at the convention total at least 6,000 to 7,000, maybe anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 people, somewhere around there. But I know Tekken had maybe like half the submissions easily.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I went and competed. I did 2 and 2. See, I did 2 and 2 because I didn't practice for like almost a week straight. And then the only time I got a chance to practice was like 30 minutes before I had to start. Like, because like when you get Tekken 8, like unless you got like a really good high powered like gaming laptop, you just better off playing on console like PS5 or Xbox, something like that. So, and since I'm not carrying my PS5 anywhere, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, I was just like, well, I'll just practice when I can, just see what happens. Like I said, I went 2 and 2, so won 2 matches, lost 2 matches, but it was my first time ever playing as what's called local play or offline play. Now I just kind of been playing online, so I just first time I ever played like sitting down with somebody, like for real. Like that's the first time I ever did that with this game. So yeah, that's what's been going on that. Mm-hmm. And then of course, like I said, other than that, man, not too much. I had the other one I had to tell you offline because I don't want to say this till we get done. But yeah, man, yeah, but
yeah, for the people.
Yeah, but no, it is, but I don't want to say it prematurely out in front of everyone. So I'll say it like that.
Yep.
But yeah. Other than that, man, that's it. I've just been trying to catch up on shows and different little random anime and stuff I've been watching and stuff like that. So
hey man, so my daughter's got into One Piece, man.
Okay, so how is that right now? How old is she right now?
Yeah, she started from the beginning.
Okay, she's gonna be like 30. She's gonna be like 30, 35.
I know, no. She be powering through. She's on season 3 now already.
Dude, you know that's still not done.
I know. Like she's on season 3 and it still look like animation from when I was in high school. That's the crazy part.
Fam, I think One Piece been out since I was in. Ooh, jeez,
it said 97. Right, I think it started
97, 98. So I was in elementary school, going to middle school, like in the late 90s, fam. Like so.
And I was like, "You want to do this?" She was like, "Yeah, I want to watch it." So she been watching them, man. She watched like 4 or 5 a day.
Whew.
It's like she watched in the morning while she getting ready for school. She watches in the night. She's got her own shout out to my daughter. I'll tell you her YouTube. She's got a new YouTube animation page she made. I don't want all y'all cats going and running over there to her YouTube animation page as a kid. But she's doing FNAF. Is that it?
Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah. Oh no. She loves that, but it's a type of anime that she's been working on doing animations with.
Okay, cool.
It's called Fazbear and Friends is the thing, but they call FNIA.
Yeah, that's Fine Nights Freddy. Yeah, that's Fine Nights Freddy.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was. So it's 5 Nights in Anime or whatever. FNIA. 5 Nights in Anime is what it's called.
Nice.
Or FNF. It's FNF. Yeah, so it's all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff she's doing. But it's dope that she's into it. Like she on her own, she got into it. So I was like, oh snap. Okay, cool.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to it, man.
Let's dive into some stuff, man. Dude, I know you haven't watched it, but I do want to talk about a little bit and kind of explain to you the Acolyte, man. From
Go for it.
Star Wars, man. I've been seeing a lot of mixed people with it. I gotta reserve my judgment on it and just kind of let the series play out because I wonder if some people are hating, and I'm gonna be honest here, completely honest, because it's mostly minorities and women all up throughout this whole series so far. I just don't know if that's a thing with it, you know. And the way that they're portraying the Jedi, and we know this if you know your backstories, the Jedi for real, or you really think about it as a holistic thing, they basically space cops.
Yeah, they essentially, yeah.
Space popos. Like people have this, I guess, the idea of them being super heroic throughout the whole idea, but the idea that they only have control over anyone that has the power. I mean, that has the force in them, like. Last episode, and it's not spoiling anything, but they're basically trying to find out these kids. They're basically trying to take these twins because they have power. But it's like, hold on, who are you to be able to say that you can take these kids because they have force in them?
Gotcha.
And they're way more like they didn't have a lot of personality in the regular trilogy and the prequels that we saw. Like they're kind of more stoic. They're even worsely stoic because they're. No emotional attachments, none of those different things. But to me, and the thing that I like about this, it shows where the Jedi failed at. The idea of them, that's why Anakin was supposed to bring the Force, the balance to it, because it needed these other different. You can't be separated from emotions, separated from family, separated from all this thing just for this one thing. It doesn't work out well for you like that. And that's the thing I like with showing this prequel for this series with it. I know a lot of people have, and it's a little choppy with it, trying to figure it kind of all out because it's kind of some questions you're in there with certain things. 2 characters in there, you don't know how they don't feel the force in each other to know that they were both still alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, like think about when I know we know that people have been masking the force. Yes, because remember Luke and Leia were put away and Darth Vader couldn't feel them because of their locations.
Right.
But remember when stuff happened and Vader or anyone be like, "Ooh, I felt that in the Force." You know what I'm saying? Like they would You know what I mean? Like Vader's like, I feel something in the force. I'll be right back. Like that's the only thing with that when you get into it, you're gonna be like, I know exactly what D's saying when it comes to this certain sector. That's my only thing of like, how did that not, kind of go like that? And then they're really teasing either a Darth Plagueis or Darth Tiberius. Here a little bit of a little bit of them. So this is only 50 years before we jump off where we at. So
50 years from the original trilogy, or 50 years from after 789. From the prequel. Okay, gotcha.
It's 50 to 100 years, I believe, before the prequels. Let me make sure before. But I think it's right there because it's in the High Republic area. It might be longer than that though. But I know, but Yoda's alive. Is still alive. So we know that Yoda's still alive, but he's not in here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Totally telling you that Yoda's not alive. It is 100 years before Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that means Yoda be like, like 700-800 years old. Cause like,
right.
No, I'm not even joking when I'm saying that.
Yoda's got to be the Grand Master at this point, right? Like he's already. It's only 100 years. It's only the humanoids that are going to be the people that would be, perishing and falling off. Like,
right.
I mean, so Yoda's still there. You would think like someone like Yaddle, which was the other. I forgot Yoda's species, but the counterpart. Did you see the prequel animations where they show what happened to her?
I don't think so. No.
So you saw, but remember Yaddle from the first one, the girl of the Yoda species.
Yeah,
he was in the first episode of Phantom Menace.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, so I mean, this has been on for 2-3 years now. So basically, you find out that Count Dooku is the one that kills her. No, it's Count Dooku, I believe, it kills in between his transition from going. It's in between episode 1, episode 2. That's why you don't see her. It's when he fully goes dark side. When he kills Yaddle.
So when he turns to Darth Tyrannus, that's when he got you.
Yep, he turns into Yaddle then. I mean, he kills Yaddle and he fully is turned then. Because it's on. They're like, look, they're only 10-minute little animations on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
okay, I can go through that. Count Dooku's turn to the dark side. So it's like showing him where, because basically he goes into a town at the first time, and the Jedi kind of like, oh, we ain't trying to save them for real. We can't do nothing. And he gets upset and starts getting disenchanted when he was like a Padawan or a young Jedi. And it kind of progresses over time from there. So you see Dooku's thing with that. But like someone like Yaddle will be alive in the Acolyte. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, maybe a couple of the characters. So you get to see in Acolyte as well. You get to see a Wookiee Jedi.
Interesting.
Yeah, Wookiee Jedi in there. I'm trying to remember his name. I think it's I'm to remember his name here real quick. I'm never forgetting his name, and I knew it right. I knew his name. Oh, Kelnaka.
Okay.
Kelnaka is his name. This is a brand new character, so this is not in the canonical thing, even though this is now considered canonical. They're saying within the Star Wars universe. But I'm interested in it. I'm really, very interested in that High Republic era of everything. And you see how the Sith in this is able to get their traction because the Jedi are so arrogant. They're so like, remember how they were in the Phantom Menace? What do you mean Sith is around? Get out of here, Qui-Gon Jinn. What are you talking about? We haven't seen them in hundreds of years.
Say I don't know if that meat greasy. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly. And it's even worse now because they don't even really know. I mean, they're really in the dark on it. They really think that they just running around doing what they want to do at this point. But no, it's interesting to Acolyte, man. I'm really nice. Interested to see how this develops throughout the way of it. I hope they can make the landing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm interested to see how they break this down more of this High Republic era.
Yeah, you got me interested in it, man. Like, no, I'll definitely check out the Count Dooku shorts, like for real.
The Count Dooku shorts, I mean, that's the whole thing of how Yaddle perished was a long-term thing of people trying to figure out, like, why is she in the first one and then we don't see her? We know why now. because of Count Dooku in between 1 and 2.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out.
You said you got to see what you said? Was it Godzilla -1 or what?
Yes. So I got a chance to watch that because that's on Netflix now. So it's finally on Netflix. So if you want to watch it, you can. For anyone who has Netflix, definitely check it out. I like all the Godzilla movies. I've been like a giant Marvel fan since I was a kid. So Godzilla and all that stuff, I've been liking that stuff. So I'm like, all right, my favorite Godzilla movie in recent memory. I don't know if you ever seen it. And I think I may have mentioned it once upon a time ago on here. It's called Shin Godzilla, or the English version is called Godzilla Resurgence. But basically, it's about like Godzilla in modern day surroundings and how would society, Japanese society, and the government, and the world government at large, how would it truly react to something like that in like a realistic way? And if Godzilla wasn't like good or evil, like he was just a creature, just running on instinct, just run throughout the country, right? But this is different. So Godzilla -1, it takes you kind of back to it's an alternate retelling of, I guess you want to say like an alternate retelling of like the original 1954 version of Godzilla, the very first Godzilla movie. The old black and white joint, but like how it goes though, it's called -1 for a reason. The reason it's called -1 because it takes place right after Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened. It takes place
so it's
right
a prequel.
It's kind of like a prequel, or I won't even call it a prequel. It's kind of like an alternate retelling because the way because the original guy, like I said, original Godzilla, he came out, he landfall and made touch with humanity in 1954, literally.
Right.
But this one is different. So this happens before 1954. This happens around between 1945 and 1948 because it jumps a few years, time jumps, right? So it's called -1 because, like I said, it happens after both atomic bombs dropped in Japan. But it's called so Japan is pretty much at zero because it's at ground zero. It's at zero. Like Japan got pretty much rebuild itself from like the ground up. So it's at zero. And it goes -1 because Godzilla comes around because it's like you already have like one giant. You already had one giant event that set y'all to zero, and then you got another giant event that happened that sent y'all back even further. So -1. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this Godzilla. Yeah, Godzilla's what's the best way I can put it? Godzilla's an a-hole about it, man. Cause he a-hole. Cause I'm gonna say this, because so when you first see him and you see him early in the movie, he's not big, he's kind of like I guess you want to say kind of like pre-radiated Godzilla. Pre-radiated Godzilla, he maybe 10 or 20, maybe like let's say 20 feet tall, right? On like this remote island in Japan, right? And then that's around like 1945. But then it starts time jump because now it's getting a chance to like soak up radiation from all the atomic bombs and other stuff that Americans dropped just over time. And so like over time you see him get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then he gets to be maybe 50 meters tall, which I think is like 160 feet roughly. So you see like 160-foot Godzilla walking around, but like I said, this Godzilla, he walking around, he don't care. Like he's just going, like he makes landfall and he just messes stuff up just because he can't. Not he's just walking around and just having to be stomping and destroying stuff. No, he's going out of his way to like knock over buildings, like tear apart trains and all this wild stuff. But the wild part about it is like when he uses atomic breath, fam, like you actually get to see like how powerful it is. Like outside of Shin Godzilla, this is probably like the craziest one because when he let loose, like you see like his spines, like you know how like his spines usually like light up no matter what version it is, but his kind of like stick out, like when we charging up, it like sticks out, retracts like a nuclear reactor, right?
Oh wow! So when he's getting ready to bust off, it pops out.
Yeah, it goes from tail to head. Like his spines go from his tail to his head. So
it's basically a Stegosaurus, but a T-Rex.
Exactly. So he charges all the way up, and then when he shoots off, like it's just like a strong beam, but it goes off like a straight nuke. Like when it blows up like a nuke. Like it's not even just like it's a legit like a whole nother Hiroshima went off. Like it's like crazy like that. And so But yeah, it's just talking about really about the aftermath about this kamikaze pilot, who encountered Godzilla before he got irradiated and had like mad PTSD because of that incident. And now he's seen Godzilla come back around now and just like, oh crap. And so he happened to get with a bunch of civilians, a part of the military, to figure out, okay, how we gonna stop Godzilla? Because at this point, where everything that happened in World War II, ain't no one gonna help us out because reasons.
World War II, right?
Right. So we pretty much by ourselves, but we got to pretty much stop this from happening. So that's the whole point of the movie. But I'll say this: like Godzilla looks great. Like it deserved the Oscar it won. Like it won for like best special effects, if I'm not mistaken. So, but it's worth it. And then of course it's in Japanese, but it's in English too. So, but the English dub is actually decent. It's actually,
so I was gonna say
it's actually decent. So no, if you wanted to watch it with the English dub, you could and get away with and be fine with it, and because it's actually the emotion and tones behind it works. Now, of course, because of translation, it's some stuff that's not, because of certain nuances of translation, it may not come off the same. But so to me, still the Japanese sub version is still going to be the better one. But if you wanted to watch it in English dub, you could, and with no issues, and still keep the same, still not lose focus or like lose yourself in it. It's like the same thing. So that's probably the last recent like movie that's, to me, that's, I say, is really worth talking about. But series wise, now that's a different story. Now, please tell me you've seen all of X-Men 97.
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched it all. I went back. I went back with my daughter. We started from the beginning. So we're on the last season of the X-Men 97 right now.
Okay, so you're on the last episode.
No, the season that actually came out in 97.
You watched the OG one from back in the day.
So we started from the beginning. We started from the very beginning.
From the 92 version, and you worked your way up, and now you don't. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
We're getting ready to go into the new ones now.
Oh, bro. Okay, so
we can talk about it a little bit.
Oh, bro. Okay, so I ain't gonna spoil too much for you.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is the MVPs of the whole scenario, and you're gonna see what I mean. Cyclops and Magneto. Those are the MVPs, and you're gonna understand.
I heard they upgraded Cyclops to actually have him be the people's champ finally.
Oh, dude,
What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
He's Marvel versus Capcom with Cyclops. Dog. I was like, what?
Oh,
I was like, what?
Okay.
And then I was like, okay. Basically made Sky worth being a good character this time, because we already know, if you read the comics, he been that dude in the comics for like the longest time, but they never really translated it like that in like media, in like actual media like that for real. So they
because in the original he was always whining, and always
right, right, and then right, and so they gave him something where Storm. Storm is probably the hardest.
They got her actually on Omega. They got her actually on Omega levels that she's supposed to be.
Yeah, so 3 MVPs. I'm sorry. So Cyclops, Storm, Magneto. Storm, hard, and like and then Magneto was dropping ether level. No, he was dropping like Story of Addie Dine, ether level bars that's comparable to Meet the Grams. I was like, what?
Oh, snap. Okay.
Like, what? I'm talking about, it was great though. Like, dog, Magneto, you understand. I mean, you already know why Magneto feel the way he feel, but like the way the show play out, you be like, yeah. He got valid points all across the board, and I shouldn't agree with this man like I should be agreeing with him. Like, it's like one of those things. Like, I see what you mean, fam. Like, I don't even condone violence on that level, but I do understand what you coming from, man. Like, I can't even frame. Like, when you see it play out, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, it's a lot that happens, man. Like, they put in like different storylines, like comics in there, like famous stuff, and kind of like merge them in there. It's real cool when they do that. But yeah, it's worth the watch. Man, it's like to me, it's probably the best superheroes, one of the best superheroes I've seen in a long time, fam. I'm including that with the boys, Invincible.
Oh wow!
All that stuff. Like, yeah, it's like Marvel did it's like I wish MCU and Fox could do this. I kind of don't even want them to do a live action version of X-Men because this is so good. It's like I don't even want y'all messing this up because this is how you should do it. Like this is how you should do X-Men. Like 100%. Like this is exactly how you should do X-Men.
Next topic, since you brought that up, rumor around the water cooler is Jordan Peele has been talking to the MCU. About joining the MCU and Marvel, and people are rumoring saying, is it X-Men that he could potentially be coming in to direct?
Well, I mean, he could pull it off, but you know what? I'll be kind of curious. I mean, since they already introduced, a few of the X-Men already in the MCU already, like, it could work. Namor is a mutant. They introduced he's
Namor.
the first. Yeah, he's the first actual mutant ever published by Marvel.
Yeah.
And then we've seen, Beast. We've seen Beast, and I think with the Marvels, and I think we've seen Professor X and Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. So spoiler if you ain't seen it. Just that it's really quick stuff. It's not.
Marvels has been out. Yeah. Shoot, it's almost been a year now. Damn, there ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That's what
the Marvels. Yeah.
So it's already there. But no, man. I'm interested to see how that works. If he does, I'm curious because I wonder if
Marvel's coming out in November, so we talking about 6-7 months.
Right. I'm just curious. Let's just say he do X-Men. Let's just say he does. If he does, I wonder would he go with the OG5, like Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Angel, Beast, or would he do giant size X-Men, like with Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Dazzler, and everyone else? Would he do that?
That's so hard for a director to come in to decide which one and how many you're gonna use. What's your story? Because I wonder if they're gonna do it. Because it feels like the Fantastic Four that they're doing is gonna just drop them in. It's not gonna be like a they're gonna already have their powers. I think. Mm-hmm. I think they're not gonna do an origin. So I wonder if they don't do the OG and drop us in with a little jumbo size one, but we don't get Angel, and then we move Angel into later on with an Apocalypse kind of saga of like, why? Oh, we see a picture of Angel on the wall, like, oh, this was the OG5. What happened to him? And then we can find out later on the Angel became Archangel and Wild Out.
That I would like to see that. That'd be dope.
Or even Iceman. Even if you want to do that and just say Angel, let's say Angel left for some reasons. Iceman, maybe you tease that. Kind of how Watchmen did it a little bit, where you saw the OG group, but you don't know why everyone is where they were and what they were doing, but you find out over time what happened to everybody, individually or whatnot.
No, that'd be dope because that'd be dope to work in kind of like the giant size X-Men with it. Because I believe if memory serves me right, this is my Orkanaut's coming in. If memory serves me correctly, I believe there's a whole point of giant size X-Men, especially the original one, which is that's the team with Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Dazzler, Nightcrawler.
That's your 90s, 80s, 90s era, like.
Yeah, that's the Chris Claremont era. That's the one going to Chris Claremont. That's always back from like the 70s to the 90s. So that's the start of that run. And that's I think the whole task was finding the original 5. So that would work.
Ooh.
So
okay. So on that jumbo one, it was what? Cyclops, Jean Grey, Rogue, Wolverine, Nightcrawler.
That's when he started doing the 90s run. That's when the 90s run. But in the 70s run, the original giant size X-Men in the 70s, that's Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Dazzler.
So it's basically the whole Team Blue, where they had the gold and the blue team. So it's basically the whole blue team when the gold and blue team.
Basically, yeah.
because the original 5 were gone somewhere. So Beast, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Angel were missing, basically.
Exactly, so Chris has made a new team, and that's how Wolverine became part of the team. As well as Storm, Colossus, and everyone else I just named. They wanted to, I think Professor X made that second team to find the original 5. I think that was the whole point of it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how that goes.
Okay. Hey, look, I know people the way the comments go nowadays that somebody will let us know.
Right. That's why I said memory served me correctly. So
yeah. We just getting back into the groove, y'all. We're just getting back into the groove. I would be interested. I want Jordan Peele to do this Blade movie, and Blade has lost his second director. That's more of his angle, but I could also see Jordan Peele being like, I need a challenge. All my stuff has been kind of in that lane.
Mm-hmm.
Why not extend myself and challenge myself with another type of film?
It's just going back to the Blade one, man. It's just, I don't know if this, I mean, okay, so
go ahead.
Okay. So
man, go ahead and say it, man. Go ahead and say it.
It's y'all messing up because y'all messing up because one, if y'all gonna do Blade, it has to match the first 2 movies. It has to be as good as the first 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's and that's a pretty high bar to set. For the first one, fantastic. The first one, great. The second one, almost perfect. So it's like, third one, I don't talk about third one. Third one don't exist to me. But
that's because Rest is Nice didn't even want to be there, and they was trying to basically write him out.
Basically. Yeah, he had to do it for like because he would need that tax money. I think that's the only reason he had to do it.
Yep.
And then I watched the when Marvel Anime had the Blade miniseries. That was good. So I count those, and I'm not counting the Sticky Fingers one. I'm not even gonna count that one.
Hey, so, man, somebody told me it wasn't that bad. I never watched.
I tried, man. Back in the day, I just couldn't get it. I tried, man. I mean, no shade to him, man. I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't.
Was it Sticky Fingers or was it the plot, or both?
Yes.
Okay, all right, keep going.
But no. I was just saying, like, if Jordan Peele did do something like that, if let's say he didn't do X-Men, he did Blade, that would be dope. That would be good to see. That would kind of still stick in his lane. It could work for him. But it's just, I wonder, and I didn't get all into why they lost their second director, or even if they gave that kind of information. But I wonder, like, if it's because Disney Marvel keeps pushing stuff back, and this was just kind of like getting like development hell at this point, or is the script now worth it, or like what's going on?
Yeah, I so wonder, like, what is it that keeps flipping these directors on this movie? This movie is supposed to came out this past summer,
right?
You know, and at this point, they've been age out Mahershala Ali. Like he not gonna be able to do it at this point in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. You might as well get someone younger, like get someone around, like at least like a
John Boyega or something, around that.
Right. You might as well
transition him into some, I'm thinking, what if you transition him into, because supposedly they cast Giancarlo Esposito. He's in the new Captain America movie. He's
okay, so that's what he's doing. Okay,
he's one of the villains in Captain America.
I wonder who he'll be then.
Yeah, they keep it under wraps. They said he signed a 4 or 5 picture deal too, so it ain't just one. I mean, everybody always wanted to be Doom. I would love for Giancarlo Esposito to be Doom. Though.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Now, one of our last shows, or one of the priests, remember it started the kerfuffle in a group. Make sure you go to our group, Marvel versus DC, on Facebook. When I said I think that Denzel Washington would be
I remember that. I remember that. Dude, it was people like, well, actually.
Yeah, now people were mad. That was like over a week.
I'm like, Negro, it's like fam, it's fiction. It's fiction.
I was just saying, like,
it's fiction.
You would be dope as Dr. Doom. But really, if Giancarlo is in this Marvel versus Captain America, I think it's Brave New World or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. I think because I'm trying to figure out where we could. If you already got Mahershala Ali signed on, do you move him to another character? And since I got you for these X amount of movies, and it's probably a time period I only have you for these movies, do I move you to another character and bring somebody in younger since this situation with Blade is all messed up?
Well, I'll say this: if they do Blade as an origin story, they can make him be Blade's father. Making Blade's father. I mean, do it like that, or make him like a new version of Deacon Frost. Or something like that. But as far as him being Blade, not that I wouldn't like to see him be Blade, because Blade is the man. But it's just so fake, like you just said. It's kind of like you're kind of aging out now, fam. It's just I
got it. It just hit me. I got it.
Who you got?
You move him to the X-Men, let him be Bishop. Now, listen to what I do with this. You do a version of Days of Future Past comics, but you can show the OG version and a new version and have him going back to the OG version of people. And then when he comes back after everything's saved, it's reset to where we are currently now in the timeline.
Interesting.
So you have your OG5, and maybe he's got some futuristic version that he's rolling with, goes back, helps out the OG5, do something. You get back, and it's a new set, and then you have your core set of X-Men you're going to have going through the future, and now they're in the current time of where we are in the MCU.
I like that.
What I'm saying? But and I'm just saying, if you got Mahershala Ali signed in, we got to use you fast. Facts. For real. So but that's an interesting. I actually like that idea. I like that. And then you get your OG version, you know what I'm saying, and maybe you get your older your newer set, or you could bring in some newer set of X-Men that he's around, and then or even you can have him in 2020. What is supposed to be now 2028 in the MCU or something like that. Let's say he's 2035. Mutants have fully come out. You got a couple of the mutants hanging out with him, so you can have it connected to that storyline by saying that this extinction level event thing is happening because of this. I'm gonna go back into time, or even keep them in that other world after we learn in the Marvels, and then use that and then he has to find out he has to go through another dimension, and then you bring the OGs with you. Or it's so many different ways you can flip it to try to move it around, move the timeline around, and bring them into the current thing, and keep Mahershala because you only got him on contract probably for X amount of years. I'm thinking.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah,
and put like this. Like you said, he could work his Bishop, because if Josh Brolin can be Cable,
and then come and beat Thanos.
I'm just saying.
He can work. Why can't he?
He could.
So, man, we're not gonna be super long on this one, since we're gonna get all the rest of the crew back. But I did have. What did you get a chance to see? And we're gonna have to get Jules. And as soon as he comes back on, he has to stand up for his man James Gunn.
No. Before you start, no. Before you start, no.
You didn't see the first one?
No. I have it. Like I have it there.
Don't do it.
Are you talking about Rebel Moon? You talking about? See, part of me, because I was like, okay, so is this supposed to be like Dune, but not Dune,
and Star Wars?
So it's supposed to be Dune and okay. So Zach was it James Gunn? That's Zack Snyder. That's Zack Snyder.
That's not James Gunn. I'm sorry, James Gunn. You went to my high school. I know you. I'm sorry, that is not you. Zack Snyder. But it's supposed and a little bit of Firefly in it. So aka Serenity for those that didn't watch the TV show Firefly. Serenity, if you've seen them.
Right. I didn't check it out. Part of me was like, I don't know if I want to. I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that. Because it seemed like it was just a lot going on. Kind of like how Jupiter Ascending had a lot going on in it. But even what I'm saying. But I did like Jupiter Ascending. It just a lot was going on. It was trying to merge together one. So I feel like Rebel Moon is in like that same category. Like it's kind of like trying to do a lot at one time. It's like, yeah, I get it, but something like that, like I don't think you're jamming one. Okay, it's kind of like, for example, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings. Like that's one of my favorite trilogies, Lord of the Rings, right? So if you want to watch the whole story of Lord of the Rings, like 1, 2, and 3, and I'm talking about like the extended versions, like that's legitimately no lie. That's legitimately like half a day, 12 hours, legitimately 12 hours. If he wants to play out the story that he wants to play out, like you're not Peter Jackson, fam. Let's just call it what it is. You're not Peter Jackson. You would have to do something like that, but I think Rebel Moon on that level, like if you try to cram that much in, that could have been like a series that could have popped up and probably could have fleshed that out better over time. But if you're trying to jam everything in and tell a cohesive story, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's not like how Batman vs Superman, like you add 30 minutes and then everything makes sense. It's like, no, it's not.
And he got extended cuts for both of these. Director's cut. How is it the director's cut when you were the everything? How is it a director's cut?
This ain't the Richard Donner cut, fam. Like this, like you know what I'm saying. This, like you can't like this ain't the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, fam. Like that was fantastic. Yeah. No, this ain't that, fam.
But you were the studio. Like you had all the power. There was nobody over you. Netflix was like, here go the money, bring us back something.
So the director's cut should be, or it ain't like the Hateful Eight where like it was like a whole. Hey, there's a whole different version of the Hateful Eight. That's like 4 hours long, separated 4 1 hour segments. So it's like it's not that. Like, dude, you could have miniseries that. So you know what? That's probably what he could have done. You could have miniseries that, fam, and probably would have did just as good. But if you're gonna, I don't know, man. It just seemed like there was a lot going on, man.
I didn't watch.
It just seemed like it was a lot. It was just like information overload, man. And again, I like Zack Snyder because I love 300. I love The Watchmen. I love Man of Steel. I like Batman vs Superman, and I did like his version of Justice League. I rock with it, but at the same time, there is such a thing as doing too much and not enough at the same time, and that's kind of where I see that at. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I mean, I had to watch that in sections. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say that, but I had to watch that in sections. And I can binge watch shows that I'm rewatching a show right now, My Wife Bloodline from almost 10 years ago. That's on Netflix. So and that's hour-long episodes. I can watch that with no problem. But something like that, it's like, if it's information overload, fam, it's kind of like it could be too much. And it's like I gotta. I mean, of course, concentrate because I watched Godzilla Minus One. That was like a 2.5 hour long movie, but it drew me in to where you want to see this for 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? This is like
the problem may be that Zack Snyder writes it. He could direct it. He can't write it.
I agree. I think that's what it is. Vision, like directing bag. I don't have no problem with his directing bag. It's just.
And I already know somebody in the comments is gonna go, but what about 300? He wrote that with 3 people. It was 3 people that wrote 300 together. It wasn't just him.
And 300 already had source material to work from. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Every other movie that he wrote sucks.
Like Watchmen had source material to work from. Man of Steel technically had source material to work from, and that was Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan.
He didn't write that either.
So
he didn't write Man of Steel.
He didn't write Man of Steel. So it's like.
He didn't write that. He wrote Justice League, obviously.
Did he write Sucker Punch?
Yep.
Explains. Okay.
He wrote Army of Thieves, wrote Rebel Moon, obviously both Rebel Moons, wrote Justice League, wrote Army of the Dead. Yeah, like all the movies that people don't like, you know.
Directing bag. That's what he is.
Oh, his directing bag is stellar. His writing, though, I ain't doing it, man.
Nah, you got to get. Nah, I think you need other rights. But so no shade to him because, like you said, brilliant director. Stick with that. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay in the lane that works. That you're great in. This is the lane you're great in. Stay in this lane.
Yeah, I just need him to just stay where he needs to be. Jules, you're gonna have to make. You got some explaining to do. We ain't gonna. Yeah, like the first movie was so bad. As we wrap up, man, the first movie was so bad. I fell asleep on it 7 times.
It said 7 times.
7 times. And okay. Now, keep in mind, I fell asleep on the first Dune a lot. That's because it was just hard to get into the folklore. Dune at the end of Dune is crazy, and Dune 2 is even better. So it was just, and I kept on trying to watch Dune late at night. I watched Rebel Moon at 2 in the afternoon. Was fine. Had a great sleep the night before. Put me to sleep. I had great rest. I was like, all right. It's every time I was talking about watching, it's kind of late. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm fully available. I didn't eat. I'm eating. Just chilling. It's 2 o'clock afternoon. There's a bright light coming in through my window. My body said, "Don't do it, kid. We're gonna take you out."
He said,
The sets were so bad on there.
Oh,
it
God.
Felt like it was. Do you remember Alien Nation?
The movie or the TV series?
Oh, either.
I remember.
How they look. But that looked amazing in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like that looked amazing in the early to mid 90s. That's how some of these sets look to me.
Dude, come on.
Look here, hold on. You think I'm playing? Hold on.
No. I watched part of it. That's what I'm saying. I did. That's what's like that. But that's what's like the comparison that you gave. That's why I'm laughing like this,
dude.
No. I've seen.
And you think, and he didn't have bad budgets. They just look. The sets look like a set.
That's what like isn't it?
Right, but he got a whole bunch of bread.
You would think. I mean, but
and they look like sets from the 90s. And I don't know if he's trying to do. Maybe he might come out and like, I want it to look like that.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, it's just like I don't even want you to be right, but you're right on it. It's like I don't want you to be right, but I know in my heart you are right because it's like, yeah, he right on this one, man. he right.
166 million for 2 movies. Well, and really it was supposed to be 1. And he just stretched it out. $166 million budget, and it looked like Alien Nation.
FM, I ain't seen people work miracles with a 10th of that, like for real. So
that's what I'm saying. Look, going back to Jordan Peele with Nope. Did you see Nope?
Mm-hmm.
That looked amazing, and that budget wasn't that much. That's one of them A20 films.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
And then Civil War, that's what I think. Civil War, I haven't seen it yet, but it looks amazing, and I think that's that's A22's most expensive movie, I believe, ever. And I'm gonna see that budget. Hold on, let me.
It's probably. I bet you not even 50 million. I bet you ain't 50 million. Well, I could be wrong.
It's over 100.
It's over 100. Okay, no,
50. So it's 50. Sorry, 50. They made 100.
See, I was right. That's what I said. I bet it's not even over 50.
And that's it's A24's most expensive film.
And fam, like I said, I've seen people work wonders and miracles with.
And even let's give Zack Snyder some credit. Let's say it was 80 million per film. It's still more than what Civil War was for one movie because he got 166 million for both movies. That's 80 mil a movie, and it looks like Alien Nation.
I hate that you right on this, man. I hate that you right because you not lying because that just was like because I just got into the writing. I even want to get into all the other pieces, but now that you're saying it, I'm gonna have to rewatch it again and just pay more attention because it's like if you had to compare Rebel Moon to like the new version of Dune, I'm watching Dune all day because even though Dune is extensive, but Dune captivated me.
Yes,
this is like, it was kind of like it's a drag, man. I don't want a movie to feel like it's a drag. Even long movies, like I said again, I watched all the Lord of the Rings. I watched all of them in a day's time, just on GP one day, just because I liked the trilogy. I was captivated the whole time. I did the same thing with The Hobbit. Watched the whole thing, captivated with no problem. And these are long form movies. And I was able to watch it with zero problem, keep my attention with no problem. Yes, it took bathroom breaks, but after that, bathroom breaks, a little snack break. But after that, I was still cool. Like I could watch it with no problem. I didn't fall asleep. I didn't get sleep. None of that. Rebel Moon.
And I blame his fan. I blame all the Zack Snyder fanboys too, because they made him they emboldened him. They emboldened this man.
And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not. It's just like, it's like again, acting, like directing bag, cinematography bag. You the man in it. He's the man.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, though, stay in your lane. And there's nothing wrong with that. Dude, if that's what you excel at, fam, excel, fly as high as you can doing that. But, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying someone can't be creative and write their own stuff and direct their own stuff at the same time. I'm not saying that all, because there's plenty of directors who've done that, and there's zero issue with that, and done great work doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. But in this regard, directing and cinematography, stay in that lane. Stay there, fam. But that's all I gotta say on it personally.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, man. Just get yourself together, brother.
For real.
But man, James, man, we're gonna be back though, y'all. We getting back into the groove of things, man. It's gonna be more content here on the Lando Cal Experience. Where can people hit you up at, James?
All forms of social media is at JBJR official. Make sure you catch me on there. Let's say, I'll be doing random little gamer comic stuff.
Fruit of Boom coming back?
Fruit of Boom. That's something I'm gonna have to talk to you about offline. So
okay.
So but no, catch you on. I still got some content on there. Fruit of Boom. Catch me on that, and also Fresh Produce. Catch me there for the time being, as well as catch me just doing random gaming stuff. I pretty much got majority of my setup kind of set up for like OBS and stuff, so I could probably maybe start doing some streaming. So catch me there. Catch me at doing my gaming podcast. My partners, my HMD boys, we do the Casual Fighter on Twitch, so catch us on there. Other than that, man, catch me back, getting back with Lando Cal, because I'm gonna have more time, man, to do this. So yeah, I'm getting back in the fold, brother.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening as always. We'll be back. Peace.